Hello, everybody. This is Josh Bycer from GameWisdom.com. Welcome to today's critical thought. It's going to be the subject of breaking games. For those of you who missed the 10 million updates on Twitter, I've been doing some restructuring on the Game Wisdom YouTube channel, trying to make the playlist and categories a little bit easier for folks to find and follow. If you have any suggestions or comments, be sure to let me know either here or just sending me a message. One of the things I decided to do in order to try and get with it and hip with people is try to rebrand the Let's Plays. I decided to turn them into Let's Breaks. Breaking a game is a term I guess I may have coined this a few years ago. I don't know if anyone else was using it at the time to describe high level play of a title. My prop for today, this is the Disgaea 3 manual. It's kind of hard to see, but look how thick this thing is. And this is even the thickest guide I have. The Nocturne guide beats us. The binding is actually ripping off of this book because there's so many pages in it. But guides like this are very important about the concept of breaking a game. And I've talked about this previously, but breaking refers to essentially master level play. This is where you've gone beyond the story and just trying to beat the game. Now you're trying to master it. And any genre imaginable has that level of breaking. Even something as simple as idle games. Knowing exactly how many clicks you need, what upgrades or researches to get first, etc. And breaking is a concept that I've talked about previously on multiple posts. It's something that a lot of gamers strive for, but it's something a lot of designers hate. Because once a game has been broken, it's basically done. You don't really have anything else to learn or to master with it. It's been a constant struggle with any competitive or multiplayer game. Hearthstone, StarCraft, I'm assuming Overwatch is going to be run into trouble at some point. And the reason is, once people have learned the best way to play a game or to break it, there really isn't nothing else to learn. And in a competitive game, when it's about trying to play the opponent and the intricacies of a match, if you know the absolute best way to play, there's just no challenge anymore. Over the years, developers have tried a lot of different ways to counter breaking or to obscure results or information for the player. If you've ever played an RPG where instead of giving you flat numbers or actual formulas, it just says, your attack is 50, his defense is 30, and that's about it. By obscuring numbers, it makes it so the player can't learn, the inner workings or the low-level formulas of the game. Now, obviously, expert players, especially people who made strategy guides, either found that information out or learn it through just absolute constant playing of the game to be able to understand how all these things work. And when we break a game like that, it's really quite fascinating. To put it in another analogy, breaking a game is kind of like the people who, it's the classic, story you hear like engineers, the people who disassembled radios as children and put it back together to figure out how they work. That's essentially what breaking will be. It's about that expert level play of understanding exactly how the mechanics and systems work. And if you'll excuse me for one split second, there's a glare that I'm sure is distracting you folks. Hold on. There we go. These are all done in a single take, folks. So eventually I will learn video editing, but I'm on a good roll here, so I don't want to stop and start again. And with the older games and trying to break them in this way, it got to a lot of just constant playing and repetition, and that's why that kind of tinkering is a good analogy towards breaking. In the guides from Double Jump, who I really miss as a strategy game guide publisher, who unfortunately are no longer with us, each one of these guides usually has one section that is just literally how to break the game. And it's usually, let's see if I can get this just right. Again, it's very hard to see, and this book will probably rip apart if I stretch it anymore. but there's always an advanced strategy or advanced guide. And the important thing to understand, oh my god, the guy is actually starting to fall apart. The important thing to understand about breaking that, it's not about cheats, mods, or hacks. This is about using what's in the game to its absolute most master level mechanics. And why I use the Disgaea guide and my recent Disgaea Let's Play or Let's Break, I'm going to have to start remembering to say that, is that these are games that you could play it for the story. You could play just for the 20, 30 hours of RPG or strategy RPG. But if you really, really want to get into them, the rabbit hole just goes all the way down to China and beyond and then collapses in on itself, basically. Now, from the design point of view, as I said, developers want to avoid breaking whenever possible. And it's really fascinating when you watch speed runs, especially of classic games where developers really didn't tell you anything. And it just was down to the speedrunning community and the players just figuring out the best ways and understanding exactly how the AI works, the exact number of hits it takes, number of jumps you need here. And again, it's just master level play, and you really don't see anything else like it. And for me, I figure that's the perfect way to sort of coin my Let's Plays, because again, I don't really focus on storytelling too much. Instead, I'm more in mechanics. I'm the guy who's trying to figure out the best ways to play, what's optimal and what's not. And if you've seen my Road to 60 Let's Play series of Diablo 3, I've done, I think, 3 seasons worth. I typically play the games like that, trying to figure out the best way for my build, best items I need, best gems, and so on. Again, when you're talking about breaking a game, you've moved beyond the storytelling. And I know for a lot of players, the story is the primary focus. But when it comes to breaking, it's really not even on your mind at that point. For some people, it's not fun to think of games that way. And like I said, when you start breaking a game, you're basically peering behind the curtain in a sense. But for people who love mechanics and digging deep into like the systems and how games work, breaking is a very useful skill and very enjoyable for us to do. For people interested in learning design, breaking is of very high importance, because when we're talking about breaking, we are talking about exactly how the mechanics and the systems operate. It's no longer about guessing or saying this is just RNG or the game giving you bad luck. It's about figuring out, why did this happen? What was the probability? Can I alter it? Can I mitigate it? Can I even control or influence it? And that's one of the very fun things, or very fascinating things about breaking games. You see this with a lot of the older games, where the player actually knows the exact way to manipulate the AI to remove its RNG. So they know if, let's say, if I jump up here after I shoot, the enemy will perform X. So I know if I repeat this, I can get the AI into a loop, and thereby render the whole fight meaningless. Now for me, I tend to stop at full-on breaking. Like I said in my Disgaea videos, I would say on a 1 to 10 scale of knowing that game, I'm probably a 6 or 7. The people who really master that game, they take it to levels of playing it for a very, very long time. Someone commented on the Let's Play primer for it that it took them like 1,000 hours to get through the New Game Plus content. Now for any other game, that would be considered a joke. Not Disgaea. That's a game you could literally spend 1,000 hours on. And because of that, it makes it very hard to do like a streamlined Let's Play on it. Because if I keep these videos at 30 minutes, it's 2016 right now, we'll be done them in sometime 2015. Disgaea 10 will be out on the PC by the time we finish it. So, for Disgaea Let's Plays, I will most likely post 2 of them a day, on top of a critical thought and maybe something else. And, like I said, be sure to look for more Let's Breaks in the future. I know I will have to, again, make use of my own vernacular there. We are approaching the 10-minute mark, so we're going to wrap things up in a few minutes. If you have any questions or comments regarding breaking games, or again, suggestions for the YouTube channel in terms of laying things out, things to talk about, or even topics for Critical Thoughts, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Like I said, I'll have more Let's Breaks on the SKEA real soon, as well as more of indie spotlights as well. And as a special little end to this video, if you're an indie developer watching this and you have a game you would like me to take a look at, be sure to let me know. Either send me a message here, message me on Twitter, or send me an email at josh@game-wisdom.com. And I would love to check it out, and I can make use of my new indie game spotlight playlist on the front page. That's going to do it for today's Critical Thought. I will be getting to that peripheral piece real soon, and I think already have a planned follow-up. Anyway, see you all then. Take care. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, of course, share with your friends. It always helps out. Check out game-wisdom.com, where I examine the art and science of games. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter under GW Bycer for the latest updates of new content. And be sure to check out our Patreon campaign. You can find us on Patreon under Game Wisdom if you would like to donate and help contribute to keeping Game Wisdom going. Your donations can not only give us the monthly funding we need to keep supporting ourselves, but if we can hit some goals, it will mean more great content for you, and there are some nifty little rewards there as well. Thanks for watching this video, and be sure to tune into the next one real soon.